Dear the Percept.com followers, today we have a distinguished guest, Alastair Lukies. We will be talking with him about the new trends in the finance sector. Welcome, Mr. Lukies.
Hi, nice to be here.
Would you please tell us about the new trends in the finance sector?
Yeah, I think we're seeing, obviously, technology drive a lot of change. If you look at the payments industry, for example, we're seeing people use their mobile phones now to pay, whereas historically they used a card. So I think that's one area that's of great interest, m-commerce, m-payments. I think also we're seeing lots of P2P lending, so person-to-person lending emerge. So when people don't feel they're getting a good deal from the bank, they're actually borrowing money from other consumers. So that's quite a big trend. And then obviously in emerging markets, so in parts of Africa, parts of South America, we're seeing people get access to financial services for the first time ever because of technology rather than because of a bank.
You mentioned that there are three parameters that are important in the new world. Those are money, people, and the mobility. Why is mobility that critical?
It's a great question. I think because what a mobile phone does is it gives you an interactive way of dealing with your finances. So if you think of it before, we have a card or we write a check or we have money, but you can't interact with those things. Whereas a mobile phone can bring you special offers. It can see where your location is. It means that you can secure yourself using your thumbprint or a PIN code. So the mobile phone really brings the whole experience to life.
You also mentioned that m-commerce is everything coming together. We shall not go we shall go to the consumers and shall not expect them to come to us.
Yes.
So what are the new trends in m-commerce?
Yeah, great question. I think you have to imagine it a bit like televisions before remote controls. So if you think of your bank as a television and you only had a small number of channels, you had a branch, you had an internet, you had the call center, but you had to go to that. Whereas with a mobile phone, it comes to you because you have applications, you have the ability to order a taxi through Uber and pay for it without having to have cash. So what m-commerce is advertisers, retailers, banks and payments all coming together at the same time.
And what would you recommend to the startups that are planning to do business in FinTech?
Well, I think very important that the clue is, as they say, is in the name. FinTech means financial services and technology. So you have to understand financial services to apply the technology. So I don't think come to FinTech to reimagine the way things are done completely. I think come and find out ways of doing them better than they've been done before.
Thank you very much for your contribution.
No problem.
Thank you very much.
Nice to see you.